In this part of the video, we will be discussing about the loops in the Python that is used. So basically there are two types of loop. One is while loop, one is for loop. So one by one we will see all. So first we will check about the while loop, and in the next part of the video we will check the your for loop. Okay. So basically what is a while loop? So the while loop can execute a set of statement as long as a statement is true. So what is while loop? So while loop is okay. So we'll write in this way. With the help of while loop, we can execute a set of statements or instructions. We can write also a set of statements as long as a condition is true. So about the conditions we have seen in the previous part, you can check in there. So with the help of while loop, so what you can do, we can execute a set of functions or set of statements or a set of instructions as long as a condition is true. So we need to give a condition. Until and when the condition is true, then the loop will continue. Okay. So here I can write, let's say I will take a variable that is I. So generally I is taken for every type of loops in other languages also. We can take I, you can take any variable x, y, z, a, b, c, whatever you want you can take. So here I am declaring y I equals to 1. Now how to write a while loop? What is the syntax for that? Simply while loop syntax is while, that's it. Okay, and then give one space, and after that you need to write the condition. There is no bracket required for the condition, just write the condition. So what is the condition? Let me write while I is less than, let's say, some number. Okay, you can take any number, 100, 5, 6, 200, 1000, anything. So while I is less than 10, and you have to give a colon here. So that is the syntax of while loop. Now what I am going to do, while your I, the variable you have initial, is less than 10, then I want to print one message. Let's say I will write print. So remember in previous video I have discussed about the indentation error. So make sure that that error should not come. Okay, so print, what it will do, we will just print the current value is, and the value of I will print here. Okay, now what we will do, so if I write only this condition, then I is 1 and this loop is indefinitely true, it will not never end it, right? So what I need to do is, I will just make it here I equals to, okay, so I can write I equals to I plus 1. So what will happen now? It will execute the print statement, and then it will execute the statement where I equals to I plus 1. That means one value it will be incremented, and then the program will continue. So now let us see what it is doing. We will run the program now. Let us see what value it is giving. So see here, it is printing the value up to current value is 9. Okay. Now after that what is happening? When this value is 9, the next time it goes, the value is 10. When again it comes to the while loop, then what happens? The I value is now not less than 10, it is equals to 10. So that's why the condition is false now. So in that case what will happen? The while loop will break there, and it will be going to the other set of statements we have written outside the while loop. Okay, we will see that also. So this code is basically only for, so this code is a simple while loop. Okay, now let us see how it goes out of a condition and how does this execute a next condition. We will see here. Okay, so let me just copy paste this one here, and here it is ending. Okay, then I will write here one statement like print the while loop ended. Okay, we can write like this, then we will print this. So now see what is happening. So first it is printing the value of I for up to 9, and after that it is printing the while loop ended. That means it is coming out of the while loop, it is not inside the while loop now. Okay, so that is how you can write a while loop with a condition. So next is that the while loop requires variables to be ready in this example, to ready. That is, what do you mean by that? So we'll write one statement for you here. So the while loop requires the relevant variables to be ready. So what does this statement means? So see here, I am writing I is less than 10. So before giving this statement, so that should be a statement where the I value will be declared. Okay, so that is an important point. So now let us see, if I just do a comment line to this, I will not give this statement, then what will happen? So let's check that. So see, okay, I value is actually taken previously. So let me just do one thing, I will just change the variable here, because I value is already stored, so it is taking that. So I will, let's say, write x here. Okay, so now if I write x here, then you can see the error is coming. Now we need to know why the error is coming. So what is the error here? So it is saying that name x is not defined. So now if I define the x here, let's say I'll x define 0, and if I run the code again, then there will be no problem here. Okay. So see here what is happening, why it is continuously printing. The reason behind it here, it is what? Okay, I need to stop it. Okay, so I had to stop it. So what was happened here is, so I have to go up, it has printed so many things. So see here what happened here is, I have given x equals to 0, then a condition if x is less than 10, then print the value of I. So what was happening here? So x is less than 10, it is true. So now for every time x is less than 2, so it was going for an indefinite time. So here what I had to make is, I have to increase the value of x also, and that is why it was printing indefinite time. So if I just change it x equals to, let's say, you can change increment in this way also, this is another way, x plus equals to 1. So if I write this also, then it is also equal to x equals to x plus 1. So see here what is happening, it is just printing the value of I as 1 for 9 times, because here I value I am not increasing, but the I value is fixed at 1. So this is the different ways you can use the for loop, and this how you can increment the value. If you don't increment, then what will happen? Okay, so next let us see how to use a for loop, and without satisfying the condition also, how you can stop a for loop. Okay, so for that we need to know the break statement in the for loop. Okay, the break statement in the for loop. So how to do that? So let us just write one code, and through the code I will explain. So similarly, let me take I equals to 1, we initialize this, and while your I is less than 5, let us say, and we will start the I from 0. Okay, let us say I is less than 5. So just for example, we are not going to take much multiple values, means long values. So if while I is 5, I less than is 5, then we will continue the loop. Okay, what it will do, we will just print the value of I here. Okay, now the value of I is printed. So now how to stop? I want to stop before it reaches 5. So how do I stop? So I can write a if condition inside a while loop. So if I write if I equals to 3, okay. So if I equals to 3, if condition already we have written. So for that we know that we have to give a colon, then indentation will come and we have to write here what? We have to write break. Okay. After this I have to write here one backspace we have to give, I equals to I plus 1. Okay. Sorry. Here I equals to I plus 1. So, see here what I am doing here is first I equals to 0. So, while I is less than 5, that means 0 is less than 5, then it will print the value of I. Okay. If I equals to 3, if the I value is equals to 3, then only it will come to the break statement, or else it will not come to this break statement and it will go to this second statement of the while loop. So, what is the second statement of while loop? It is I equals to I plus 1, I will be incremented. When after 2 loops, when the I value will be equals to 3, then this break statement will be executed, and this break statement is only used for a while loop. So, when the break statement is executed, then it will go out of the loop. Okay. So, for to know that, we will print one message out of the while loop here, the loop ended. You can write this. Okay. So, now let us see what is happening here. So, first it has printed 0, then printed 1. So, that is what print I is happening, then printed 2. Then when the I value has incremented to 3, it checked that 3 is less than 5. So, printed the value of 3 here, and this condition is also checked that if I equals to 3, this is true. So, that is why the break statement is executed. Once the break statement is executed, it goes out of the while loop, and out of the while loop we have written print the loop is ended. So, that is how it is done. Okay. So, similar to this one, another if condition is there. So, instead of break, what we can do, we can write continue. Okay. Instead of break, we can write continue, and now let us see what is happening here. Okay. So, if I run this code,